0-0 today. Points drop, Dave?
Potentially. I don't think they were up for it either. I mean, the problem is if you don't create chances, you're not going to score for both teams. And I think with the players what we had, like people like Wan-Bissaka, I didn't think he had the best of games. He made a couple of great challenges, to be fair to him, but going forward, not for me. Luke Shaw, again, can't understand why he's being picked over Brandon when Brandon's done absolutely nothing wrong. Every game he's played, he's looked great, but he still gets dropped.
Part of me was saying surely Brandon's not played because he's played a lot of football, but then I thought, that's a 17-day break now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just that. When Rashford first got on the scene, how much break did he get? And he looked great, so I don't understand what the problem is of dropping him. He looks tremendous every time he plays. He gets bombs forward, he gets back, crosses balls in, uses both feet, but he just not... Just don't understand it while Shaw's playing because he just doesn't look like he can be arsed.
Bruno Fernandes did play today. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, he looked good. I mean, I'm not going to get overexcited and say, yeah, he was this player, that player. He did all right, yeah. But it's his first game. He's not been here long. He's had a couple of training sessions. Let's just wait and see with him because, yeah, potentially he looks really good, but he was just okay for me.
He looks like someone that we need in there, though. He was prepared to take a risk with his passing and trying to slip someone in and try and find that pass. And
to be fair to him, I don't think he's got the players around him to help him with, like the Pereiras, and I don't think Fred, plays like that. I don't think he had a good game either. But if we
Player of the month, Fred, you don't think he's?
I think he did all right, but he's not. He didn't think he was going to win the game for us or do something to, compliment us. But maybe if Pogba came back, McTominay playing with players like that, he might look a better player, get more space, do more things.
Yeah, it's more than one signing we need to fix the team, isn't it? Now, what did you make of that today?
Same old really. It's not the greatest. I didn't think Martial had a good game. I think we're really missing Rashford in there. I think he would have been like making the runs, and Bruno could have played some balls into him. I think he did really well, to be fair, considering it's his first game at Old Trafford, a big crowd for him. I don't know how many he knew to get his sport in, but that he would have felt that atmosphere. He would have felt all them fans behind him. I think he was decent, and I think even though Dave said about Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, I think they all had decent games. It's just side to side passing around.
Get you scrapping like Arsenal fans.
Listen, I think we could still be playing now and they wouldn't score. It's frustrating to see. I mean, I see why he's brought in Agallo in a way, because it's someone who can get goals, can score goals, will put himself about, will, like Ollie said, break his neck to score a goal, and I don't think, no offence to Martial, he doesn't look like that today.
I think we create enough for him, because that is one of the arguments.
Yeah, we didn't, but there's balls in the box. There was times where, he took one off Matt's toes. I thought, what are you doing? And everyone around me was screaming at Martial. But I think he's better on the wing, and I think you need like a Rashford in there, or,
To be fair, we had Mason Greenwood. I mean, why didn't you bring him on earlier?
Do you think Ollie's subs, because there's a few saying that, why are the subs coming so long?
I don't understand. Half-time Greenwood should have been on. Martial looked bobbins, really. He just looked like he couldn't be bothered. And I think that's right about he's better on the wing. Centre forward, he's not doing it at all, is he? So why not bring Greenwood on? It's the same thing with Brandon.
Was this the danger with coming into the season with the likes of Martial, Rashford? We've seen at the early start of the season, Rashford had that dip, and thankfully he got back on his feet. Unfortunately, he's injured now, and Martial's gradually gone along in the season, and now he's having that dip where he looks like nothing can go right for him.
Yeah, but surely you play the players that are in form. Like I said, Brandon Williams in form, Mason Greenwood's in form.
Is he in form? Does he do enough off the ball?
I think he does. He's better than what we got.
Goal scoring wise, he definitely.
Yeah, of course he is. But Martial today, do you really think he had a good? Yeah.
No, I don't think he had a good game at all.
Exactly. And when's the last time you really thought he had a brilliant game? And I think for me, Green, yeah, exactly. He's an actual striker, and he should be playing down the middle. And when Rashford's injured, why not play him? I just don't understand that.
Greenwood's a natural. He'll get the ball, he'll pick it up, he'll take shots, he'll make the movement that you need from a striker. Whereas, like I said, Martial, he's better on the wing with a bit of sign, but getting the dust on his boots that way, whipping it in to a Greenwood. So I don't understand why they're not starting together. Maybe that would have been a bit better. Dan James looks a bit off it as well, to be honest.
To me, I just don't think he's good enough. It's great when we've got space in behind him, but he can't cross his legs. He can't get the ball into the box. He very rarely beats a man, and he runs out of ideas.
Looks like people have sort of worked him out, because at the first, he hadn't played in the Premier League. It was, a guy new to the scene, playing balls over the top. He was beating everyone, but now people just stick two on him, pressure him a bit, and he can't do it, like you've sort of said. I thought Dalot came on and looked good.
He scored with that header as well.
I would have made them changes earlier, though. I think you can't be making them changes 3 minutes left in the game. Nothing's going to happen. It doesn't matter how much injury time you have. You need to be making it at least on the 60th minute or something like that. But, I mean, I always back Ole. I've said it all the time. I back my manager till the end. And I think he's making quality signings. You know, Fernandes is that. He's bringing in a striker for 6 months because we need it, because we haven't got Rashford. So it was a bit of desperation with it, but I think he knows what he's doing, Ole. Back him.
Karthik, what you making of that today?
It was all right. I mean, it wasn't the game we expected in terms of loads of goals, loads of chances, but we were okay. Bruno was tidy. I thought he brought something that we didn't have. A bit more movement off the ball, because you'd see him check his run, spin the defender, and then go out wide, or he'd come collect it deep. And I thought he looked better when he was deeper, because we had a bit of playmaking there. But going forward, there wasn't a lot. I mean, Martial, again, he had a poor game, but you could say we didn't create enough chances, but there were times where we were trying to play it into him, and
he wasn't sticking. Yeah, he wasn't sticking. His first touch was, it lost him today. It was really weird. It's like he's had a bad performance and he's let the crowd size and everything, and it's just built up and built up and built up. And we saw that with Lukaku, where he'd make one mistake and gradually get worse throughout the game.
Yeah, it felt like that sort of thing where, you know, everything that went to him, he just wasn't keeping under his feet, and he was losing physical battles, and that just made me think it's going to be interesting when Igalo joins us.
I don't get why you choose to walk that way, but yeah.
It was, it made me think what happens when Igalo gets here, because those are the kind of things where you feel like a bigger...
Do you think Martial's better playing off a striker, or...?
Yeah, definitely, because I think when he's on his own, he's expected to hold it up, but he needs someone who can hold it up and play him in, and he can run in behind, and that's where he looks a bit better, but I don't know where we go.
Is it? Rashford can't play without Martial, and Martial can't play without Rashford. You remember Rashford at the earlier stage of the season when there was no Martial? He was awful and he was getting a lot of stick, and now they've kind of flipped reverses, flipped roles.
It's like a weird blood connection they have. I don't know what it is. It's just like when one's not there, they just go missing. But
like the Chuckle brothers, maybe.
I actually heard that a few days ago, actually. But no, I don't know where we go from here. I mean,
what do you make of Bruno's performance?
He was tidy. I mean, he looked good. I think it was clear that people weren't on the same page as him, and that's obviously because he's only had one training session, 2 training sessions. I think this winter break will help with that, but it's also clear there's not enough quality around him, and he's lacking the movement going forward.
The team was really imbalanced today.
Yeah, there's something about
James he's obviously a winger, but he wasn't doing it out there. Then we had Pereira, Mata popping up on the left or the right, and they weren't doing it out there. And
yeah, it just felt really weird, because Pereira and Mata, they tend to shift about anyway, and then you throw Bruno in there who also does that, and you're just like, where's the structure? There's people just floating about everywhere, and there's gaps everywhere, and you're thinking, how are we going to get a pattern of play going? And that's what lost us the game. Drew us the game today. We didn't create.
Do you feel Oli is style of player, his tactics and everything's good enough? Because we've seen many games like this. Yes, Wolves are a good side, but we've failed to break down teams a lot.
In terms of his style of play, I mean, you can see we're trying to do something playing out from the back, and when we have Fred in there, he's the only person who comes to collect it, spin it and play forward, and we lack the number of... I mean, if we had 2 other midfielders who do that, well, Bruno was one of them, I think we need maybe one more, and we needed one anyway, but if we have one more in there who can do that, play it out, play through the thirds a bit quicker, then we might see something. But right now, we don't have the personnel to play what we look like we're trying to play. So we just have to see what happens in the summer and what goes on from here.
Therefore, before you go, plug your thing.
Oh yeah, I'm on Twitter, follow me there.
You're on YouTube, so just plug YouTube.
I'm also on YouTube, my new channel. But I don't,
one day you'll learn.
I've got to get used to it. Yeah, I'm on YouTube, find me, I'll plug it on my Twitter later on today, but you know.
All right, thanks. Cheers, man.